How do, everybody? Grumpy Vlogger coming at you. I'm sitting out here outside the hospital. I'm sitting in the truck. Just had breakfast. Some of that wonderful scrambled eggs, which I personally think are powdered eggs, and oh, good coffee. Oh my God, that's good stuff. But I want to give an update because I don't know if I'm going to be having a show tonight, to be honest with you. I'll contact Mel later to let him know, and maybe he can fill my spot for me tonight, because I don't know what time we're going to be getting home. And I went home last night. They shut down the ICU visiting from 6:30 to 8:30, both in the evening and in the morning. So that's why I'm out here at 7:30 in the morning, because they let me stay till 7 and they booted me out, because when the next shift comes in, they don't like to have any visitors sitting in there. I don't know if they have some sort of secret seance thing they do or what, but anyways, so I don't know what they do, but so I'm sitting out here and decided to oh, looks like good morning, Mr. Hope. Yes, it is a good morning. Judy's doing pretty good today. She was awake when I went in. I got in about 5 o'clock this morning, because I went home last night, and after I caught up on messages and everything, I rolled over and went to sleep, and I slept till 3:30 this morning, then dozed back off till about 4 and got up and got dressed and headed up here. But yeah, I got it. So I got a good night's sleep. I feel pretty good. Man, I was in some real pain, sitting in that hospital chair and stuff. They are just the most uncomfortable things there are. I think I need to go into furniture manufacturing and develop comfortable chairs for people in waiting rooms and or in the hospital rooms, because that's just, you know, visitors just, they don't want you to visit, because otherwise they'd make nice chairs. But anyways, so the update is this. Yesterday, and I kind of hinted this, it's some of the stuff, but yet when her blood pressure dropped so low, they had to start pumping her with fluids to clear out the medicine that I, you know, accidentally gave her, and they had to get that out of her system. And so they've, you know, started pumping lots of fluids through her, and then they had to add a medicine that actually raised her blood pressure. So they started weaning her off that, and yesterday morning they were trying to get her off of it Sunday morning, but they just, you know, every time they try and lower it to the lowest, or to shut it completely off, what would happen would be that her blood pressure would start dropping again, and they didn't want that, because they had it. And finally, I think about 6 o'clock, they'd finally got 3 good readings, and they checked it every 15 minutes. They got 3 good readings where her blood pressure stayed up, and so then they took her off of that one medication that was in her IV. They shut that bottle off, or that bag off, but they were still pumping fluids into her. Well, that was good. Well, I went down. I went down and had breakfast, because that was right about shift change, and we have to leave the, you know, visitors area at 6:30 until 8:30, both in the morning and the evening. So anyways, so I went down, had breakfast, came out here and caught me a bit of a nap, and got back in there about 8:30 or so, because I wanted to catch the doctor. I got back in there just as soon as they let me back in, and when I went in there, her blood pressure was going up. Hey, Matt. Heading for millennial working, I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. And guys, and Matt, I saw what you wrote up there. I look forward to being able to visit you too. I just, you know, if I don't get a chance to answer everybody in all the comments, it's just because I've been too tired, or been, obviously I've been tied up with this. So, but I want to thank all of you guys that have written nice things, and those that have contacted me. In other words, let me get a sip of coffee. This is the best coffee I've had in about 3 days. Oh, that's good coffee. Because the cafeteria, the weekend crew does not know how to make coffee, apparently. They just sell some sort of, they have some sort of sludge down there. But anyways, so going back to what I was saying, they got her off that medicine, but when I came back in at 8:30, I noticed her blood pressure was on the rise. Well, she no longer had medicine that was raising it, so that meant there was something else. And she was struggling to breathe. Well, she has COPD. They had her on oxygen, but she was still just, gasping for air. And I said, "Are you having problem breathing?" She says, "Yeah, I can't catch a breath." She says, "I'm just having," and I noticed her blood pressure just kept rising and rising. It got to 180 or 190 over 105. And so then they started panicking because it's going the other way, and then because she has what's called tachycardia, or a fast heart rate, and they have medicine that she's on, which she would have had had I not screwed up. We wouldn't be going through this. But anyways, her heart rate was running up at about, and she was laying there, supposed to be, she's laying in a resting position. Anyways, her heart rate jumped up to about, it was running 125, 130 resting, it's not good. So, and she was struggling to breathe. They gave her a breathing treatment. They spent an hour giving her a breathing treatment yesterday morning. That wasn't helping. And everything they did just wasn't working. So finally they said, they got to thinking, I guess, or the doctor realized they'd pumped her so full of fluids, and what happens is when they have her on that one medicine, it opens up her veins and arteries, and they can, everything can process. But when they shut that medicine off, everything goes back, and it's like, suddenly you're running a 5-inch hose, and now you're down to about a 1/4-inch hose. And that was just pushing through those veins hard, and all that excess fluid had nowhere to go. It couldn't process through her kidneys and through her system, and it just had no way of getting out of the system fast enough. So they gave her some Lasix, what caused it to open back up and allowed it to flush the system. And her blood pressure was down to normal, and it was really good last night. She rested good. They said she slept good. I went home at 6, and I stayed, and I came, like I said, I came back up here about, I think I got up here about 4:30, I guess. About 4:30 I got up here. And, she's alert, she's awake, she's doing good. The only thing we're holding up on now is they did, one of the blood tests they did on her, one of the labs came back, and I can't remember what it's called, VTE or something, showed slightly elevated, which is indicative of a possible clot in her lung. Well, because she's been laying so much and all of that, they want to make sure, so they're going to do a CT today. They've done some x-rays, she said, and if it shows nothing, of course they've got her on blood thinners, but if it shows nothing, she should be able to, they'll get her out of ICU, let her sit up, make sure she's doing good, and put her in a regular room and make sure she's doing good for a few hours. And if she does okay, then we'll get to take her home. So in lieu of a live show tonight, this is why I'm doing this now, because I've got this hour to kill, and I probably won't be doing a live show tonight, so I'm going to have Mel do his show. Oh, how you doing there, Food Force? Yeah. And, oh, Mike Brown. Yeah. You're a night owl, so you've been praying on. Well, Mike, I appreciate it. Man, I appreciate all the good thoughts and prayers that you guys have given out, because this was, looking back now, it was, she was in pretty critical condition when I brought her in. And she's in critical condition and unstable. And I will say this much, man, they got right on it. They got stuff in her, and they got her back to see a doctor as soon as they took her blood pressure. It's like, boom, they had her back in another room within, because I told them what had happened, and I said, her blood pressure's dropping really bad. So the triage nurse, he came out right away and says, come in here, let's check it. and it wasn't. We did not sit in that waiting room probably less than 5 minutes, and they had her back in a room. And by the time I got back there, they had her back to about 10, 15 minutes, and by the time I got back there is when she was already having a reaction to one of the other meds. So, but when they got her up in ICU, everything was, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Like I said, all of you guys that have given us good wishes and everything, I just, man, it's made me sit up and really reevaluate what I've got to do, and start. I'm going to have to set up a new method of making sure she gets her meds and gets them right. But wow, I just looked over there and thought I saw my daughter, but she has on scrubs, and I know my daughter, if she's coming to the hospital, it's because she's here not to dispense medicine, but to have medicine dispensed to her, if you know what I mean. So I know that's not her, but and actually that one looks like she's in a little bit better shape the last time I saw my daughter. But anyways, we're just real thankful. The hospital up here has been fantastic. This is probably the best this hospital has ever been. I've lived here going on 38 years, and this place has always been just a joke. It's the worst health care you can get, but man, these people have been great since St. Francis took over from there. They're a big hospital out of Tulsa. Since they took over, I can see a lot of improvements. The only thing that they need to do is they need to put up more flipping signs, because, man, you guys will get a laugh out of this. Of course, you guys know I'm not one for exercise. I like to sit back and eat my candy and eat my fried chicken and all that stuff. Well, I'm sitting right across from the ER, and I can actually see the waiting room for ICU from where I'm sitting, and she's just over on this corner room, so I can see where everything's going on. But the hospital's on 2 levels, but you come in this side, and then you go over and you get down, and then there's a lower level where you can come into the main entrance. But the ER entrance is sort of like up on the hill. I don't know why they made it that way, but they did. And I mean, it's only a three, maybe a 4-floor hospital, but yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. And Mike, and like I said, it's but anyway, so you come out of this end here, and you walk all the way through, and you have to walk all the way through to the other side of the hospital, which, let me tell you, that is a long walk to get to the elevators, to take them down. Then you got to circle around and to get to the cafeteria. Long story short, I'm trying to get to the cafeteria, and it takes me 20 minutes to get there, and it's all walking, and I don't have my scooter up here, so it's a long walk. The ironic thing is, one, they don't have enough signs, so if you turn down the wrong hallway, you're running into dead ends, and you got to backtrack and find your way. There are no signs saying this way to the elevators or this way to the cafeteria. You don't have any sign. They do have a sign that says this way to the CPR class and this way to the walking track. I've yet to find the walking track. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate the prayers. I really do. And you have a good day and a safe day. Any of you guys that are going to work, I hope you have well, you're going to work, but I hope you have a decent day anyway. So, hey, Jim. Yeah, Judy is feeling a lot better today. She's to the point, she's feeling good enough that she's starting to get just a little crabby. She's ready to go home. And if this is what I was telling everybody, one of the tests showed that she has they're doing a CT today to make sure, but she could possibly have, she might have a clot on her lung, but that's simply because, yeah, they're huge labyrinths. All All right, Chris, thanks for that. Thanks for stopping by to visit. I don't, you know, I know you guys are on your way to work or at work, so I just wanted to give a shout out mainly to do an update. But once they do this CT, if everything's okay, we're good to, you know, she'll probably get to go home today. So part of the reason I'm, oh, is Jim Hope on here? I saw Jim Crennan come on, but I didn't see Jim Hope. I'm a Jim Hope. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I'm still a little loopy. It's Chris Hope. I was thinking Jim Hightower. I saw Jim Crennan was on here, and plus I'm trying to look at this through my phone, so I'm not being able to see real well. So, yeah, Chris, you were saying. Yeah, Chris, you have a good one. Okay, I'm still a little loopy, guys. Okay, I still, you know, I slept last night, but I didn't sleep all that well, but I'm doing better. But I'm still a little early for me. I probably could have used about another 3 hours sleep, but I'll make it. But anyways, like I said, if they do the CT and she doesn't have a clot on her lung, even they've got her on blood thinners and everything, and they'll if that's okay, then we'll get her out of ICU and hopefully get to go home today. So that's what I'm hoping, anyways. But like I said, they got the blood pressure thing. Once they ended up getting what was causing her to have breathing problems yesterday was once they no longer had those arteries or those veins all opened up to where the blood could flow, or the liquids could flow through and process like they do, then yeah, but you know, once they ended up getting 4 liters of liquid out of her after, you know, yesterday. So that's quite a bit. And then what it was building up around the heart, you know, and her heart just couldn't keep up, and that's affected her breathing. And once they got that cleared out, she was okay, and she's feeling better. You know, she had a bit of a headache, and I think it was her neck from laying on those pillows and stuff. But she, you know, she's doing good. I was real happy with the way she looked today. She's got her color back. When I came back in at 8:30 Saturday morning, actually when I came into ICU after they first got her in there, I reached over and touched her, and I'm telling you, when I felt how cold she was because of her blood pressure being so low, that scared me, because I mean, if you guys have ever lost anybody, you know what they feel like, and that's the way she felt. She felt just ice cold, and I mean, her skin and everything was just cold, and I know it was from the blood pressure being so low. But once it started, you know, and when I came in this morning, she was just as toasty warm to the touch as could be. So I know that she's, you know, she's not running a temperature or anything, but she's got her blood pressure back up, and she's getting good flow everywhere. So it was a scary moment back then, but it was really nice to touch her today and feel her the vitality back in her, and to see it in her too. And she's thank the good Lord. There's a lot of things I'm thankful for. You know, had I not seen that one extra pill in my cup and noticed and realized what I'd done, we'd have just both rolled over and gone to sleep, and she probably wouldn't have woke up. So just being aware, and I'm always scared of doing that, but I'm changing the procedure. It's going to be completely different now when we get home. But she's the only pain med she's had to ask for was she got some Tylenol last night sometime, because her neck was hurting from the way they got her sitting in bed. But it's just her laying there. But knock on wood, and everything goes okay today. Hopefully she'll get out today. If not today, you know, they may take her out of ICU today and put her out on the floor and let her monitor her for another 24 hours, and then she'll get out tomorrow. So You know, it's just, but that's what I'm hoping she'll get out today. I know she's wanting out today. She's tired of being in here. She's to the point now she feels good enough. She's ready to go home. So, but yeah, anyways, like I said, I probably there's a good possibility that yeah, Mike, Jim. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, Jim, she enjoyed it too. That meant a lot to her, you being able to, you talking with her. She just really appreciated it. It meant a lot to her. And thank you for that. I appreciate that. And because that cheered her up as much as anything. So, but I know she's ready to get out now. She's feeling good enough now. She's ready to go home. She wants to be in her own bed. She wants to be around her puppies, you know, around her dogs. And so, Mike Kelly, good morning to you. Good morning. Yeah, I was just sitting here doing this live stream, sitting outside sitting out here in the parking lot because they shut down visitations for a couple hours while they do shift changes. So, I had, you know, after I ate breakfast, I had about another hour to kill, so I thought I'd come out here and do a live stream. And it's not my fancy live stream that I get to do at home, but the chances are Mel will be doing his show tonight because I won't be able to. So keep an eye out for either one of those. And because even if she gets home, it might be 6 o'clock tonight, and by the time I get her home and get her set up in bed and all of that stuff, I'm not going to have time to set up for a show. So I'm just, like I said, I'm sitting here in my truck, but yeah, things are much better. She's actually really in a pretty good. She's doing really well. Her pulse is running good. It's not running too high now. It's not too low. And yeah, when I got her in here, I mean, her blood pressure was like 45 or 50 over 30, 35, and it was really low, and her pulse rate was around 45. I mean, she was pretty. But now it's everything. You know, once they got everything straightened out after they got her off that meds and then put her on some Lasix to get the excess fluid that they'd been pumping into her to get her blood pressure up. Once they got that all straightened, then her blood pressure, after going high, dropped back to normal. But so it's been it's been a roller coaster for a few days. I'm ready to go home and just prop my feet up, sit back and watch some mysteries, or just shut everything off and go to sleep, because I'm probably, once I get Judy home and I get her laid down and I know that she's rested, she'll probably sleep, and I'm probably going to sleep right along with her, because yeah, watch some Gunsmoke. That's we watch the Hallmark Mysteries channel a lot, and but Judy's been watching HGTV up here, because up here they don't have the same, they don't have all the same channels that we do at the house, because they pay for the basic and that's about it, But I remember when I was a kid, when you went in the hospital, if you wanted TV, it cost extra. I remember as a kid, my parents having to pay, extra so I could have TV to watch, because, now you go into the hospital, if you don't have free TV in your room, there's something wrong with that. But when I was a kid, it was like, of course, mind you, it doesn't seem like much now, but oh, she likes Hallmark Mystery too. Yeah, we'd quit watching it for a while. Of course, we quit because they start. The problem with any of the Hallmark channels is they start running except for the Hallmark drama. That's pretty good too. But they tend to. All right, Matt. Thanks for stopping by, and I will tell Mama Vlogger that you wished her good luck and everything. So, Matt, we are definitely getting together. But let's wait until it warms up. It's just too friggin' cold and nasty to be getting together right now. But we are going to have to get together this spring, and get out our drones and do some flying up around, maybe either when you come down by Lake Eufaula, or maybe if you get adventures, you can go up to Lake Tenkiller. But you got to get going too. All right, well, thank you so much. That faded away. I didn't get guys, I thank all of you that stopped in just to say hi. And I'm kind of doing this in lieu of my nighttime show, because I didn't really have anything to, I haven't had time to prepare for anything. And but Jim, I appreciate everything. All right, guys. Yeah, any of you guys got to go. I know it's a Monday and you guys got to go to work. You're all headed out, and I appreciate Matt. I appreciate you stopping by. Chris Hope, he's already left. I appreciate that. Mike Brown, Jim Crennan. I appreciate all of you guys. And I appreciate all the good thoughts. Jim, I know it just pleased you to no end for you to talk to her yesterday. So, anyways, and I'm probably going to shut this off, because I may see if I can catch about 15 minutes of a, catch about 15 minutes of a nap here before I have to go back. I don't have to go back in, but before I go back in, because I want to be in there when the doctor comes in. So, so guys, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the good thoughts, the prayers. Man, they've been answered in more ways than you can imagine. So, I just, like Judy says, God was watching her. He was with her the whole time. She even told me, she says, yeah, I said, she says, yeah, I was talking to Jesus. I said, you were? She says, yeah, he said it's not time to go. So, yeah, I will not hesitate to ask Jim. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the offers from everybody, but I think I'm fixing to cut this off anyway. So, but you guys be safe out there while you're working. Be safe on your way to work. I hope you have as good a day as you. I mean, you got to work. It's not called play. It's called work. So, but hopefully you'll have as decent a day as you can. So, what in God's name? Somebody's weird. I'm watching somebody, I guess, oh, they missed the turnoff and they're trying to go in there. So anyways, y'all have a good one. Be safe at work. Be safe on your drive to work. Watch out for the nutcases driving out there. Watch out for old farts like me that don't know what they're doing while they're driving down the road. Be careful about us, because we all get in the way anyway. So but I want to sign off of here and shut this down, and I want to thank all of you that came in, and the 2 of you that's left. I appreciate it. So, anyways, thanks for everything, guys, and those of you that get to watch this in the replay. I appreciate all the good thoughts. But Judy's doing good. Everything's good. If the CT comes out and she doesn't have a blood clot in her lung, which I don't think she does, but if that comes out, in the good for us, well, then she'll probably get to go home today. So, otherwise, and even then, they might keep her out on the floor for one day and then let her go home tomorrow. So that said and done, I probably won't have a live show. But guys, I'm the Grumpy Vlogger. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the good, kind thoughts. And I'm going to give you a Grumpy Vlogger salute, okay? And y'all be good, all right? Be careful, be safe, and have a good day, everyone. I appreciate it so much. I got to figure out how